Hey you guys, in this video we're gonna open up 6/8 time signatures. All right, so we have an introduction video where we hint at one thing, predominantly more than other things. We talk about 6/8 time signatures being a waltz. All right, so that's what I want you to focus on, really more than anything. 6/8 time is a waltz. All right, versus 4/4 time, which is a march. Okay, so let's just start here. 4/4 time being a march. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm marching. 2, 3, 4. All song. 2, 3, 4. If you're interested in that, there is a video that is called Explanation of 4/4 time signatures. This video is all about 6/8 time signatures, which is a waltz, and we need to get a waltz in our body because we want to connect the intellectual with the physical, because that's going to enhance the musical. And if we're working on our musicianship, what we're really doing is stewarding the spiritual element of worship leadership as well. So I want us to lock into a waltz feel. Now, before anything else, I want to draw one measure of 6/8 time for you, all right? I'm gonna draw and then I'm gonna talk. Okay, so we learned in our introduction video that one measure of 6/8 time is represented by 2 vertical lines. Inside of a time signature of 6/8 time, we can know by looking at the time signature that there are 6 beats per measure, and the type of beat in the measure is an 8th note beat. There are 6 8th note beats in one measure of 6/8 time. Okay, I drew the 1 and the 4 a little larger in this illustration because I want you to notice that 4 and 1 are the emphasized beats in a measure. Beats 1 and beats 4 are the 2 emphasized beats in a measure of 6/8 time. All right. The reason that they're emphasized is because beats 1 and beats 4 establish the rocking waltz feel of 6/8 time, and we count 1 and 4 just with a little bit more anticipation, a little bit more expression, and this is how it feels when we count this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't want to speed up. We don't want to slow down. We want to maintain the same tempo, and tempo is how fast or slow a song is. All right. So we want the tempo to be the same, okay, as we count, so that we can accomplish that waltz rocking feel. If we're speeding up, it's not going to work. If we're slowing down, it's not going to work. But if we keep a consistent tempo and we emphasize beats 1 and 4, what it's going to feel like is a waltz. Now I want us to try that. So take your hands with me and rock back and forth as we count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You feel that shift back and forth like that? It's very different than the march of 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very different than that, right? I want to give you one more visual representation of 6/8 time that I think might connect the dots for those of you that love geometry. I love geometry. It makes a lot of sense to me, okay? And we're going to represent 6/8 time by drawing a hexagon. There are 6 sides to a hexagon, okay? We're gonna actually break this down into 6 individual triangles because there are 6 8th notes per measure. We're gonna let one hexagon represent one measure of music. And this is really a great illustration because we get 6 individual triangles inside of this hexagon. And let's just name all of the different triangles 1 through 6. All right, so one triangle in this illustration equals 1/8 note, okay? So one triangle is equal to 1/8 note. And we can even go a step further, and if you want to do this, you can draw 2 vertical lines outside of your hexagon to remember that this is one measure of 6/8 time. Let's practice counting this way, and let's remember to emphasize beats 1 and beats 4. All right, 6/8 time, it's a waltz. Emphasize beats 1 and beats 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, does that make sense? One triangle here is equal to 1/8 note. It's a hexagon, and you can use all 6 triangles inside of the hexagon to communicate to yourself and to others what is happening in 6/8 time. Now, here's a step further in the 6/8 time that I want us to get at least familiar with. There are going to be times that it's necessary to subdivide 6/8 time even into the next level. Now, we learned in the explanation of 4/4 time how to get to an understanding of 1/8 notes. I want to do that really quickly, and then I want to get into 6/8 time. What we did in that video that I'll cover really briefly right here is we said this represents one whole measure of 4/4 time. All right, so this is one whole. If you split the whole in half, you get 2 halves. Okay, you split the 2 halves in half, you get 4 quarters. All right, if you split the 4 quarters in halves, you get 8 eighths. And then you split the eighths in halves, and it takes it even a step further, and you wind up with 16th notes. All right, so 1/8 notes that are subdivided one more level become 16th notes. Let's draw the hexagon again so that we can wrap our minds around what this looks like. All right, so let's draw those 6 triangles inside of the hexagon representing the 6/8 notes, and how we're going to get the 16th notes inside of this 6/8 illustration using a hexagon is we're just going to cut each triangle in half here. All right, now what I don't want you to forget is that this right here is 1. This right here is 2. This right here is 3. This right here is 4, so on and so forth. And that represents, each one of these numbers represents our 1/8 note beats. All right, these triangles that have been cut in half now can represent for us 16th notes. All right, the way that we subdivide 6/8 time one more level is by splitting this up into 16th notes. You split 1/8 note in half and you get 2 16th notes. So 6/8 time actually becomes very similar to 4/4 time when you split that up and you start counting and subdividing that. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And that's how you would count a subdivided measure of 6/8 time if you want to do it like that. And the reason you would do it like this is because depending on the song tempo, how fast or how slow a song is, you might have to know where a certain chord falls inside of the subdivided version of a measure of 6/8 time. If you know the song Firm Foundation, there are hits on like the ands of certain notes inside of a measure of 6/8 time. So he won't fail. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6. Won't fail. He won't fail. He won't. So that's 6/8 time. And you got those hits on the ends of certain beats in there. And I just wanted to give you this as an illustration, just to know sometimes when you're playing in 6/8 time and you feel those chords falling on a certain off beat, what's happening is 6/8 times being subdivided even one more level, and you're working with those up beats or the off beats of the eighth notes, and those notes more times than not are actually the 16th note in between the regular down beats of a normal 6/8 measure of music. So I know that's a little bit of a deep dive, but I hope it makes sense. I hope that you are able to apply that to your understanding of music. The biggest thing that you got to remember is that 6/8 time is a waltz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, have fun, experiment. This is a really, really fun time signature to play in. It's a really fun time signature to lead worship in. It's fun to write in and create music in. I encourage you to spend time with 6/8 songs if you haven't yet. Don't be afraid of it. Just explore what is uncomfortable, and if you can get the intellectual into the physical, the musical is going to be elevated, and your spirituality is going to be sharpened and influenced, I think, by just a deeper understanding of what you're trying to get after. All right, so as always, please comment, reach out with questions that you might have, ideas for future videos. Maybe there was something that wasn't very clear in this video that you have another question about, or maybe you have a better way of explaining something. I'd love to hear all of that from you. Thanks so much.